Venturing beyond the trees for any reason is taking a major risk.
We know the stories of Nuntinuk or Bigfoot out here, and we're gonna really have to watch our backs.
Deep in the remote wilderness of Portlock, Alaska, lies a chilling secret, one so terrifying that the government has worked hard to bury it. This forgotten town, once home to a thriving community, is now haunted by eerie legends of shadowy figures and an ancient terror linked to Bigfoot. But this isn't just a piece of folklore. It's a spine-chilling tale that has been silenced for decades. Are you ready to uncover the truth? Brace yourself as we unravel the haunting Portlock Bigfoot horror story, the one the government doesn't want you to know about. Let's dive in. The establishment and early history of Portlock, Alaska. Welcome back to the Cryptid Report. Portlock, Alaska is one of those places that leaves you questioning if it ever truly existed or if it was just the setting for a thrilling ghost story. The town's history is shrouded in mystery and begins in the late 18th century with an ambitious British Royal Navy captain. Buckle up, because this story has a little bit of everything: seafaring explorers, bustling cannery life, mysterious disappearances, and of course a dose of Alaska's signature eerie vibe. It all started with Captain Nathaniel Portlock, a man who decided that the rugged and wild coastlines of what is now Alaska were worth claiming. In 1786, Captain Portlock was navigating the dangerous waters in search of furs when he stumbled upon a beautiful bay. Captivated by the natural beauty and abundance of wildlife, he made a fateful decision. He named the bay after himself. Well, to be fair, if you're a British Royal Navy officer, why not? He had done all the hard work of finding it. And thus, Portlock Bay was born, which would eventually be the site of a small town that would bear the same name. The town of Portlock really began to take shape in the early 20th century. As the Alaskan fishing industry boomed, enterprising individuals saw an opportunity to capitalize on the region's bounty. Salmon were in abundance, and fishing was big business. In 1910, a salmon cannery was established in Portlock, and just like that, the town became a small but thriving hub for the fishing industry. The cannery attracted workers from all over, including Russian Aleuts and native Alaskans, and by 1921, Portlock had grown enough to establish its own post office. Portlock was officially a place on the map. Now let's talk about life in Portlock, a tight-knit community surrounded by towering mountains, dense forests, and the sparkling waters of the bay. The cannery was the heart of the town, providing jobs and a steady stream of income for the residents. The people worked hard and life was peaceful. But here's where things start to get terrifying. Something wasn't quite right in this seemingly peaceful town. The first whispers of something strange began in 1905, when native workers at the cannery started experiencing unsettling occurrences in the surrounding wilderness. As the rumors spread, it became clear that the area was not as safe as it seemed. But like most things, it was just one of those creepy stories you hear around a campfire, right? Wrong. The uneasy feelings persisted and eventually the workers left, although many returned in the following year. Something about the woods just didn't sit right with them. Fast forward to 1931, and the unsettling nature of Portlock escalated. Andrew Kamluck, a logger working in the area, was found dead under mysterious circumstances. His body showed signs of a massive head wound, and while it was officially chalked up to an accident involving logging equipment, the circumstances surrounding his death left more questions than answers. Was it an accident? Or was there something darker lurking in the woods? The air of uncertainty surrounding Kamluck's death fueled the already growing fears among the townspeople. But the most chilling element of Portlock's early history came in the form of mysterious, large, human-like footprints. These tracks, measuring an astonishing 18 inches in length, which were found in the vicinity of the town. To make things even stranger, the tracks didn't appear to belong to any known wildlife species. Locals began to whisper about a creature known as Nuntinuk, a half-man, half-beast entity said to haunt the forests of Alaska. The legend of Nuntinuk became a fixture in the growing mythos of Portlock, further feeding the rumors of something unearthly in the area. By the 1940s, the fear in Portlock reached a boiling point. People had heard enough stories, witnessed enough strange happenings, and seen enough evidence to make them reconsider their commitment to this remote town. In 1950, Portlock's post office was officially closed, signaling the end of the town's brief existence. Most residents relocated to nearby villages, seeking refuge in larger and safer communities, and Portlock was abandoned. The fish were still abundant, the landscape still stunning, but the mystery of Portlock was too much to bear. As the eerie events continued to unfold in Portlock, the unsettling presence of the Nantinak and other strange occurrences started to overshadow the town's once thriving economy. The dark tales of supernatural forces and unexplained disappearances stirred the air with a chilling tension, pushing residents to their breaking point. With fear and uncertainty on the rise, the ultimate question remained. Was it the economic decline alone, or was something far darker at play in the shadows? Unexplained events leading to the abandonment. Portlock was once a bustling hub for the fishing industry, filled with hardworking families and ambitious individuals eager to make their mark. It seemed like the perfect place to set down roots. But despite the promising start, by the 1950s, Portlock was entirely abandoned. What happened? While the official line points to economic downturns and the closure of the cannery, there are whispers of something darker behind the exodus. You see, Portlock wasn't just a small fishing town. It became a place steeped in strange happenings and unsettling occurrences that could rival any horror story. The decline of Portlock's economy wasn't the only reason people started leaving. Local legends have long suggested that something more sinister may have been at play. According to these stories, Portlock was haunted by a mysterious, terrifying creature known as the Nantinak. Similar to Bigfoot, this creature was said to lurk in the dense forests surrounding the town. Reports of strange noises, massive footprints, and sightings of shadowy figures fueled these rumors. The presence of the Nantinak was a constant source of fear for those who lived in Portlock. But it wasn't just the creature that sent shivers down the spines of residents. Over the years, there were several inexplicable deaths and disappearances that further heightened suspicions. One such incident involved a logger who was found dead under strange circumstances. The logging equipment near his body had been moved in an eerie way, as though someone or something had tampered with the scene. The mystery of his death, along with other unexplained events, left many questioning whether supernatural forces were at play. As if the threats of a creature lurking in the woods and unexplained deaths weren't enough, the town was also troubled by reports of eerie sounds and sightings that some believed were caused by spirits or restless entities. These unsettling occurrences turned the town from a place of industry into a place of fear, with residents unable to shake the feeling that something dark was pulling the strings behind the scenes. The combination of economic hardship and the eerie atmosphere left Portlock vulnerable to abandonment. As more people left, those who remained found themselves unable to ignore the growing sense of dread that seemed to hang over the town. Many who had lived in Portlock for years packed up and headed for safety, seeking new lives in other, more secure places. By the time the post office closed in the early 1950s, Portlock was largely deserted. The few remaining residents eventually followed suit, leaving the town to its fate. The once thriving fishing community was reduced to an abandoned shell, its houses empty, its streets silent. While some may argue that economic decline was the sole reason for its abandonment, the stories of the creature and the mysterious deaths continue to intrigue those who study the town's history. Could the combination of economic collapse and supernatural terror have been enough to drive the residents away? Or was there something even darker lurking in the woods surrounding Portlock, waiting to claim its next victim? The true reasons for Portlock's abandonment may never be fully known, but the town's eerie silence today speaks volumes. Its history serves as a chilling reminder that sometimes the things that scare us the most aren't always the ones we can see. They're the things we can't explain, no matter how hard we try. Portlock may be a forgotten town to some, but to others it's a place where the past refuses to stay buried, and the unanswered questions still haunt the land. As the strange events and growing fears began to take their toll on the residents, Portlock's once thriving community started to unravel. The eerie happenings, combined with the economic struggles, ultimately led to the town's abandonment. Yet, even after the last person left, the stories of what happened in Portlock didn't fade. Instead, they grew stronger, and the town's chilling legacy only deepened, captivating modern explorers and cryptid hunters alike. Portlock, Alaska, a once thriving cannery town, is today a ghostly leftover of its past, surrounded by eerie legends, unexplained events, and modern-day intrigue. Portlock remains a place of mystery, thanks in part to the legends that have grown in its wake. At the heart of these legends is a cryptid known as the Nantinak, often referred to as the Bigfoot of Alaska. The Nantinak is said to resemble the well-known Bigfoot, but with some unique differences. Descriptions of the creature vary, but it is generally portrayed as a large, humanoid figure covered in dark fur, with an intimidating presence that has terrified anyone who has come in contact with it. The Nantinak is central to many of the local stories that have been passed down over the years, and it is often blamed for the strange events that plagued Portlock before its abandonment. One of the most famous tales is of a man who was found dead near the town, his body arranged in a strange manner, with his tools scattered around him. Some believe that the Nantinak was responsible for this mysterious death, its cryptid nature aligning with the sinister atmosphere that hung over the town. These stories are not just rumor. There have been countless reports from locals and even modern-day explorers who claim to have seen the creature. Some describe hearing strange noises coming from the forest near Portlock, including guttural growls and the sound of heavy footsteps. Others report seeing large, human-like figures moving through the woods at night. The creature is said to be incredibly mysterious, never staying in one place for long, and only revealing itself to those who venture too close to its territory. It is rumored that the Nantinak was a source of fear for the original residents of Portlock, who were already living in an isolated and harsh environment. The town's fishermen and cannery workers were no strangers to the dangers of the Alaskan wilderness. But it seems the Nantinak was a threat unlike any other. In fact, some believe that the creature's presence, combined with the unexplained deaths and disappearances, could have played a role in driving the town's residents to flee in the middle of the night. Alongside the Nantinak legend, there have been a number of other strange events in Portlock that have fueled its eerie reputation. Some of these stories are as bizarre as they are terrifying, like the tale of a family that heard knocking at their door every night for weeks, but when they opened it, no one was there. There were also reports of residents hearing voices calling them from the woods, and inexplicable noises that seemed to come from the town's abandoned buildings after everyone had left. Such occurrences only added to the mounting sense of dread that seemed to spread through Portlock in its final years. With so many unusual and frightening events taking place, it's no wonder that the town's inhabitants decided to leave, never to return. The modern interest in Portlock has grown in recent years, fueled by both the mystery surrounding the town's abandonment and the enduring legends that continue to captivate people's imaginations. A significant factor in this renewed interest is the popularity of cryptozoology, with the Nantinak serving as a point of fascination for those in the field. Cryptozoologists, adventurers, and paranormal investigators from all over the world have traveled to Portlock to search for evidence of the creature, hoping to find proof that the legends are real. Their efforts have been documented in a number of television shows and documentaries, most notably the Discovery Plus series Alaskan Killer Bigfoot. This show follows a team of investigators as they explore the wilderness around Portlock, interviewing locals, combing through the forests, and setting up cameras in an attempt to capture evidence of the Nantinak. The show has reignited public curiosity about Portlock, drawing new attention to the town's mysterious past. One of the most intriguing aspects of these investigations is the blend of historical research and modern-day exploration. The investigators don't just rely on local legends, but also piece together the historical events that led to Portlock's abandonment, examining old records, talking to surviving family members, and analyzing the town's eerie reputation. The combination of legends and hard evidence makes for a compelling narrative that keeps audiences engaged, eager to learn more about the history and possible future of Portlock. In addition to the cryptozoological interest, the site of Portlock itself has become a hotspot for explorers and urban adventurers. Some individuals are drawn to the abandoned town for its sheer isolation and the thrill of discovering remnants of a past era. Many are keen to explore the ghostly buildings, which are slowly decaying as nature reclaims the area. The town's cannery and other structures in ruins offer a glimpse into a time when Portlock was alive with activity. But for others, the attraction of Portlock lies in the unanswered questions. What really happened here? Could the Nantinak be real? Or were there more practical reasons for the town's abandonment, such as economic hardship, illness, or even an undiscovered crime? Although there are no definitive answers, the continuing exploration of Portlock ensures that its mystery endures. Whether or not the Nantinak exists remains uncertain, but it continues to be a captivating part of the town's lore. The town's remote location, combined with the harsh Alaskan wilderness, makes it a difficult place to access. But for those brave enough to venture into its forests, the chance of uncovering something extraordinary remains a tempting possibility. Portlock, Alaska may be gone, but its legacy is far from over. The legends and modern interests surrounding the town ensure that it will remain a focal point for those fascinated by the unknown, haunted by the questions of what happened there and whether the eerie tales of the Nantinak are more than just folklore. Whether you believe in the creature or not, one thing is for sure. Portlock's ghostly reputation and the mysteries that surround it will continue to capture the imagination for years to come. As the Nantinak legend continues to capture the imagination of modern-day explorers and cryptozoologists, its deep roots in Alaskan culture remain undeniable. The creature's place in local folklore has made it a significant figure, not just in the stories of Portlock's past, but in the broader understanding of Alaska's untamed wilderness. To fully appreciate the Nantinak's enduring influence, it's essential to explore its role in Alaskan cultural traditions. Alaska has always been home to numerous myths and legends passed down through generations. One of the most chilling and enduring of these is the legend of the Nantinak, often likened to Bigfoot or Sasquatch, but with a distinctly Alaskan twist. In the indigenous languages of Alaska, particularly among the Alutiiq people, the creature is known as the Nantinak, which translates to the one who is not seen. This mysterious figure is said to inhabit the wild and untamed forests, mountains, and remote areas of the Alaskan wilderness. The Nantinak is described as a large humanoid creature, covered in thick fur and standing on two legs. But unlike other similar legends, it is believed to have supernatural abilities, which elevate it beyond mere cryptid status. The creature is known for its stealth and ability to remain unseen. The Nantinak is not just a creature of folklore, but a central figure in the cultural traditions of many Alaskan indigenous communities. For the Alutiiq and other native groups, the Nantinak is seen as an embodiment of nature's mysteries and the unseen forces of the wild. It serves as a reminder of the dangers that lie in the vast, untamed wilderness that surrounds their villages, and many believe that the creature's presence signals a need for caution and respect for the land. The stories surrounding the Nantinak are more than just ghost stories to entertain. They are vital cultural teachings, passed down through generations to ensure that people understand their relationship with the natural world. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Nantinak legend is how it has been integrated into real-life events, particularly the mysterious abandonment of the town of Portlock. For those who have studied the history of Portlock and the Nantinak, the connection is impossible to ignore. While some may argue that the disappearance of the town was simply due to the harshness of life in a remote village, the stories that continue to circulate point to something far more sinister. Tales of people disappearing without a trace, of animals being attacked, and of an overwhelming sense of dread all seem to tie back to the Nantinak legend. The idea that this elusive supernatural being might have had a hand in the town's demise adds an eerie layer to an already unsettling story. The modern interest in the Nantinak is not just confined to the world of television and documentaries. Numerous books, podcasts, and online forums are dedicated to the creature, each offering new insights, theories, and interpretations of its role in Alaskan culture. The podcast, The Midnight Train, explores the Nantinak's impact on both the local communities and the broader landscape of Alaskan mythology. The hosts dive deep into the stories surrounding the creature, interviewing experts and discussing the numerous reported sightings. For many, these modern retellings of the Nantinak legend are an opportunity to revisit the old tales and give them new life, bridging the gap between indigenous traditions and modern interests. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Nantinak phenomenon is the way it continues to resonate in Alaskan culture today. While many people in the lower 48 states may dismiss the creature as mere folklore, in Alaska, the Nantinak is taken seriously by many people, particularly those with ties to the land. It is a creature that is still feared and respected, and its legacy continues to be a defining aspect of the state's cultural identity. The Alutiiq, the Dena'ina, and other native groups still recount tales of the Nantinak during storytelling sessions, ensuring that the legend lives on. It serves as a reminder that the wilderness of Alaska is not a place to be taken lightly, and there are still mysteries lurking just out of sight. Even in the 21st century, the Nantinak remains a subject of fascination for those who are drawn to the unknown. Cryptozoologists and paranormal investigators continue to search the Alaskan wilderness in search of evidence, hoping to capture a glimpse of the elusive creature. However, the Nantinak's ability to remain hidden to slip between the shadows and leave no trace, only adds to its allure. In many ways, it is the ultimate embodiment of the wild spirit of Alaska. Untamed, unknowable, and forever out of reach. The Nantinnaq's place in Alaskan culture, as well as its role in the eerie history of Portlock, ensures that its legend will endure for years to come. Whether it is a creature of pure folklore or a remnant of something more tangible, the Nantinnaq continues to captivate the imagination of those who seek to understand the mysteries of the Alaskan wilderness. It remains one of the most enduring and fascinating cryptids of the northern frontier. That's the chilling story of Portlock, Alaska, a place where history, legend, and terror collide. Whether you believe in the Bigfoot myths or not, one thing's for sure. The truth behind this abandoned town is stranger than fiction. Thanks for joining me on this spine-tingling journey. If you enjoyed this eerie tale, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss out on more terrifying stories. Until next time, keep your eyes open, because the world is full of secrets waiting to be uncovered.